Hi everyone. So here we are on our next topic, lecture number 31, which is on the topic of eutrophication and harmful algal blooms. Now in the previous lecture we have already discussed about aquatic ecosystem. I have introduced the topic to you. Now what we have to do in the subsequent sessions is that we will detailedly cover the different aquatic ecosystems and a related topic. So this one particularly is a related topic that you have to study. Both of these are related, and before I give you the exact definition of the same, or let's say when I make you understand what exactly these two processes are all about, firstly I'll give you a flow chart which will help you to understand the linkages between each and every development that is happening, and then what I'll do is to give you the description, or let's say the definition. Now in this flowchart, let's understand from the very basic thing. Let's say, and this is what I have borrowed from your textbook which most of you use, which is your Shankar IS. Let's say there is a agriculture runoff, या पानी जैसे जो है वो बह रहा है, agricultural elements को साथ लेके जा रहा है, या let's say there is untreated sewage from the industries etc. इन सब की वजह से क्या होता है, they are transported to the aquatic ecosystem, that is very clear. और उससे water pollution भी होता है, that you understand, and anyways we will discuss on these topics in detail in water pollution also. But for the timing, just understand this logical process. Don't go into the terminologies that I'm showing you right now. Now when these agricultural runoff, or let's say the untreated sewage etc., they are transported to the aquatic ecosystem, they will also contain certain nutrients. For example, there will be nitrates, there would be phosphates. So there would be nutrient accumulation and enrichment in that aquatic ecosystem. Let's say there is a lake and there is a industry nearby, so some untreated sewage is coming from there, or some agriculture का जो भी soil के साथ run off हो रहा है, कुछ भी हो रहा है, that is reaching there. So the nutrient will accumulate and enrich, the aquatic ecosystem will be enriched. It will result in what? It will result in the overgrowth of algae. That is also obvious. क्यों? क्योंकि ये न्यूट्रिएंट इनको सूटेबल कंडीशन प्रोवाइड करते हैं, दैट रिजल्ट्स इन दी एल्गे ओवरग्रोथ. अभी हम आगे भी बात करेंगे इस पर. व्हेन देयर इज एल्गे ओवरग्रोथ like more than required, that is called as technically algal bloom. So firstly remember this terminology. Now when algal bloom, or in other words if you say so, overgrowth happens. So let's say this is the water body, and suddenly because of this nutrient enrichment, so many algae are growing and the whole water body is covered only by algae. So what it will result in? Algal bloom. इससे क्या होगा? Algae covering the aquatic surface layer will take place, which means the aquatic surface layer would be covered by the algae. Because of the covering of the aquatic layer, what will happen? It will restrict the sunlight penetration. That is pretty obvious. Because of the restriction of the sunlight penetration, what will happen? There will be diffusion of the dissolved oxygen also. कम हो जाएगा ऑक्सीजन. जब सनलाइट ही नहीं आ पाएगी तो सारा फोटोसिंथेसिस का प्रोसेस एंड एवरीथिंग विल नॉट बी एबल टू टेक प्लेस. सो वी विल, जो डिजॉल्व ऑक्सीजन है धीरे धीरे वो भी खत्म होने लग जाएगा, एंड ऑफकोर्स देयर विल बी लैक ऑफ ऑक्सीजन ग्रेजुअली. अब उससे क्या होगा? Because from the layer the penetration of the sunlight cannot happen, so the sunlight will not be able to reach to the lower levels, the different zones and all of that. वो सब terms हम last class में कर चुके हैं. Because of that what will happen? The underground aquatic algae, जो अंदर में रह रहा होगा algae, or any plant which would be living in the bottom of the lower layers of that aquatic system, what will happen? They will die. Because of this, what will happen? This will result, I'll just use the next slide for that. After this death of the underground organisms present, what will happen? They will be consumed by the, or decomposed by the bacteria. So bacterial decomposition will consume the available oxygen, consumes the available oxygen, जो भी बचा हुआ oxygen होगा, remaining oxygen, that would be consumed by the decomposition by the bacteria. The reason why decomposition, because they will die. So death matter पर जो है decomposition होता है, dead matters पर decomposition होता है. So here they will consume the available oxygen in the aquatic ecosystem. What it will result in an anoxia condition. What is anoxia? When there is situation जहाँ पर devoid of oxygen हो, मतलब जहाँ पर oxygen कम हो या नहीं हो. ठीक है. फिर क्या है? All aquatic organisms will also start to die. Why? Because there will be lack of dissolved oxygen. धीरे धीरे oxygen जो बचा हुआ था वो भी ख़त्म हो जाएगा, because that bacteria would have used it. So due to lack of dissolved oxygen, all the aquatic organisms, the remaining organisms will also die, and it will result in the degradation of the aquatic ecosystem. I hope the entire process should be clear to you. So if we just quickly revise once more, so that now when we do those two definitions, आपको सारी चीज़ें बिल्कुल clearly समझ आता है. Let's say what did we see? कि because of the factors like agricultural runoff or untreated sewage, there would be the materials being transported into the aquatic ecosystem, which may be any ecosystem, let's say a lake. Because of this transportation, there will be the accumulation of nutrients, nitrates, phosphates, etc., and enrichment of the nutrients, which provide suitable conditions for the overgrowth of algae in the water body. Algae overgrowth is also known as algal bloom. When the whole when the whole aquatic surface layer gets covered only by algae. Because of this surface layer being covered by the algae, the sunlight is not able to penetrate to the lower level, and there is diffusion of the dissolved oxygen also. Because of no sunlight available, the underground aquatic algae, all the plants die. On these dead organisms, the bacteria, of course, will decompose. So bacterial decomposition will consume the available oxygen which is available in the aquatic ecosystem. Then it creates an anoxia condition where there is no oxygen, so devoid of oxygen condition, and all the aquatic organisms will die due to lack of dissolved oxygen. Okay? Now when they will die, there will be degradation of the aquatic ecosystem. So this whole process gives you that idea that what exactly happens in this case. Now let's see the definition, because now the things will be very, very clear to you. So the first term that I have covered with you is eutrophication. What happens in eutrophication? So eutrophication can be considered as the process of nutrient enrichment. Now you know that how the nutrient enrichment happens. So nutrient enrichment of water due to artificial or natural nutrients. They can come from different sources. So different nutrients such as nitrates and phosphates through fertilizers, sewage, etc. So now you understand that from the agricultural runoff or from the sewage, untreated sewage, this can happen. This is characterized by, how will you understand that there is nutrient enrichment? Because on the physical level, of course, one will be the chemical test of the water body, that is a different thing. But how do you just understand it? By looking at it, the water body, you need to understand it. So physically it is characterized by excessive algal growth. Okay? When this happens, of course, this is known as natural eutrophication, and the enrichment, of course, gradually will also take place because of the human activities. And because of the human activities being involved, that would be called as cultural eutrophication. Now when this happens, we know that there is so much of increase in the algae on the surface of the water body, that is known as algal bloom. वो तो आपको मैंने बता दिया, that is called as algal bloom. Now because of the covering of the entire surface layer by the algae, that restricts the penetration of sunlight, that we have understood. Then for the other organisms, because they have to need oxygen to respire, and they need water, I mean the oxygen dissolved in water to survive. Now oxygen is not got because of the lower penetration, or let's say no penetration of sunlight in the lower level, so photosynthesis nahi ho pata hai. And then population is increased, so more and more oxygen will be consumed, and there will be lesser oxygen level available. Then further oxygen is taken up by the microorganisms also, which will feed on these decomposed parts, that also we have seen. So because of the reduced oxygen level, the other organisms, be it fishes or other plants, etc., they will suffocate and die. And because of this anaerobic condition, you understand, it leads to the degradation of the aquatic ecosystem and the death of the organisms. Okay, this much is what we have already covered. Now if you see two major types of sources for eutrophication, although I've talked about it, but just to classify. So sources में अगर आप बात करते हो तो you can say the point sources. Point sources में basically क्या होता है, the nutrient wastes जो होते हैं, they directly travels from sources to water, and it's easy to regulate them. They are easier to regulate. And non-point sources की बात करें, non-point sources, what happens here? So they are present from various ill-defined and diffuse sources. So they do not have as such a specific source to get into the water body. So they will vary, different spaces में present रहेंगे, अलग अलग time पर present रहेंगे. And of course because of that non-surety कि कहाँ से आ रहे हैं, they are difficult to regulate. So these two are the sources of eutrophication. एक हो गया आपका सारा types तो हमने बात करी थी, natural also it can happen, man-made also it can happen. The flowchart I have given you which will help you understand it. Now let's understand what are the effects of. अब कुछ हो रहा है तो उसका effect भी होगा. So what are the effects of eutrophication? Firstly though, it leads to change in the ecosystem. How does it leads to change in the ecosystem? Firstly what will happen, there will be loss of freshwater lake. और ये तो understood है कि जो fresh water lake है, ठीक है, उसका loss यहाँ पे हो जाएगा. क्यों? Because there will be pollution here. The different layers will be present, the detritus layer, because there will be dead organisms present. Then it will not allow the sunlight to penetrate deeper. ठीक है, धीरे धीरे जो fresh water body थी, what it will happen, it will start converting into a kind of a marsh area, जहाँ पे धीरे धीरे जो है aquatic system deteriorate करता चला जाएगा, and just the land organisms would start to survive. So the loss of freshwater lakes happen. Another major effect is about decrease in biodiversity. We will talk about the biodiversity later in the coming classes, once we will finish the aquatic ecosystem. So there will be lack of biodiversity, which means different kinds of organisms which earlier used to be present in the water body now not be able to present. Because of the algal blooms, there will be restriction of the sunlight to penetrate, and of course it will affect the photosynthesizing plants, which will result in the death of the plants. और फिर बैक्टीरिया वाला प्रॉब्लम तो है ही, दैट इट विल कंज्यूम ऑल द ऑक्सीजन ऑन द डिकम्पोजिशन. सो इससे क्या हो जाएगा, बिकॉज ऑफ योर डिक्रीज और लेट्स से नो अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ ऑक्सीजन, बिकॉज ऑफ दिस व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, देयर विल बी डेथ ऑफ ऑर्गेनिजम्स इन द इको सिस्टम. सो बायोडाइवर्सिटी पहले जैसी बचेगी नहीं. देन व्हाट विल हैपन, देयर विल बी न्यू स्पीशीज इन्वेजन ऑल्सो. Why? Because now the situations, the surrounding in which the earlier species were surviving, now that has changed. So whenever the situation will change, the different species will also start to have sustenance there or invading there and maybe continue to live. So it will create a competition in the ecosystem. ठीक है, क्यों? क्योंकि अब जो normal level of nutrient होता था, see nutrients are needed to be present but everything needs to be in a limit. So जो normal limiting nutrient रहता था, the presence of the normal limiting nutrient, now it is transformed into abundant level, extra, and because of that abundance there is problem, there is shift in species composition. So that is a major change that happens. Another is because of increasing of toxicity, there will be of course the negative impacts, like there will be depletion, जो हमने देखा ही है, depletion of the dissolved oxygen level. ठीक है, increasing in fish kills, loss of coral reefs, other organisms will not be able to survive. Coral reefs पे भी हम आगे एक सेक्शन करेंगे. So loss of coral reefs etc. ठीक है, water transparency कम हो जाएगी, water body की quality वैसी नहीं बचेगी. All of that issues will happen. So these are the major effects that we can talk about when we say the term eutrophication. So then there needs to be certain mitigation efforts for that, like we can somehow manage it. How can we manage it? Let's talk about certain mitigation strategies which can help us to manage it. So firstly, what a couple of them, of course there will be so many, but let's talk about a couple of them. For example, firstly of course we can minimize the pollution. So we can minimize the at least the non-point pollution, because point pollution का तो बहुत सारी चीज़ों में यू कैन नॉट इवन हेल्प इट डायरेक्टली, एंड एटलीस्ट आप क्या कर सकते हो, वहाँ पे आप फिल्टर करने की कोशिश कर सकते हो, विच विल जस्ट टॉक अबाउट. बट फॉर द नॉन पॉइंट पोल्यूशन जिसका कोई स्पेसिफिक दे आर डिफिकल्ट टू बी मैनेज, सो देयरफॉर उनको रेगुलेट करना इज़ अ वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टास्क. देन यू कैन ऑल्सो टॉक अबाउट नाइट्रोजन टेस्टिंग. उससे एक तरीका हो सकता है इस चीज़ को मिनिमाइज़ करने का. इससे क्या हो जाता है दैट यू फाइंड दी optimum amount of fertilizer, that how much of fertilizer is needed for that particular plant. तो उससे ज़्यादा क्या होता है, अब हमें ये पता लगने लगेगा कि if this is the required amount, extra shouldn't go or extra shouldn't be lost. Then of course treatment of industrial effluents, जो भी इंडस्ट्री से गंदगी आ रही है उसको मैनेज कर लेना. ठीक है, ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. improving the efficiency of fertilizer use, जो आप फर्टिलाइज़र यूज़ करोगे उनकी एफिशिएंसी को बढ़ाना. देन क्या आएंगे, कुछ बफर जोन्स क्रिएट कर सकते हैं. what will happen in those buffer zones, any kind of deposition of the sediments etc will happen in that buffer zone instead of the water. So between the water body and the nearby land we can create a zone जहाँ पर सारे जो भी deposition है वो हो जाए, so that whatever nutrient extra is coming that do not reach the water body. तो उससे क्या होगा, वहाँ पर pollution थोड़ा कम हो जाएगा. Also we can talk about reduction in the nitrogen emission, vehicular emission if you say so. So reduction in nitrogen from vehicular emission, गाड़ियों से जो आते हैं उसको भी कम कर सकते हैं etc. ठीक है. Then if you talk about certain policies that can be adopted, so let's say आप बात करते हो, of course multi dimensional approach तो लेना ही होगा. So एजुकेशन, अवेयरनेस, ठीक है, रिसर्च, मॉनिटरिंग, इवैल्यूएशन, इन सब चीज़ों से हम उसको थोड़ा स्ट्रैटेजाइज करके गवर्नमेंट कैन वर्क टुवर्ड्स इट. रेगुलेशंस बनाना, incentives, any kind of fiscal incentives if you give, let's say, to the industry that do not discharge your waste in the water etc. and ecosystem preservation. ठीक है, such kind of things can happen. So this was all about eutrophication and algal blooms. I have given you another term which is of course interrelated to it, which is your harmful algal blooms. ठीक है, it's just kind of related to this only. So you call it as, let's say, HAB, harmful algal blooms. What are algal blooms? Now you know, the overgrowth and covering the whole surface layer. So when we talk about कि ये harmful जो है वो किस सेंस में होता है? नो सी, मोस्ट ऑफ द algal blooms आर नॉट हार्मफुल, बट देयर आर सर्टेन algal blooms विच डू प्रोड्यूस सर्टेन टॉक्सिन्स, जिससे क्या हो जाता है, द ऑर्गेनिजम्स विच आर लिविंग इन द वाटर, फिशेज हो गए, जो भी अदर मैमल्स हो गए, बाकी प्लांट्स हैं, उनको जो है लॉस होने लग जाता है. ठीक है, सो वो टॉक्सिन्स की वजह से होता है विच आर प्रोड्यूस्ड बाई दी अदर algal, नॉट ऑल बट या मेनी ऑफ द algal blooms, जहाँ से टॉक्सिन्स जो हैं वो प्रोड्यूस होते हैं. सो one thing you can write is that most algal blooms are not harmful, but some produce toxins and do affect fish, bird, etc., and also marine animals and humans, because if you consume those organisms, let's say you are consuming that fish, ठीक है, तो वो आप पे भी तो इफेक्ट आएगा. So this is very very important, and it may, these toxins which are present, which may make even the surrounding air very very difficult to breathe if that's released in the air. अच्छा, at times क्या होता है, these blooms, they might appear, these growth, you know, the covering layer that can appear greenish to you. आपने ग्रीन एल्गे से पूरा भरा हुआ वाटर बॉडी देखा ही होगा. ठीक है, ब्राउन टू यू, इवन रेडिश टू यू. ठीक है, रेडिश ऑरेंज टू यू, बिकॉज इट डिपेंड्स ऑन, यू नो, विच काइंड ऑफ ऑर्गेनिज्म इज देयर, विच टाइप ऑफ वाटर कॉन्सेंट्रेशन कितना है, एवरीथिंग मैटर्स. सो ऑफकोर्स वी कैन हैव डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ अपीयरेंस, बट यूजुअली क्या होता है ना, इस चीज़ के लिए, फॉर दी एल्गल ब्लूम्स देयर इज अ टर्म दैट इज़ यूज्ड, जिसको बोलते हैं रेड टाइड. दिस इज जस्ट अ टर्म दैट इज़ यूज्ड, इसलिए कहा जाता है बिकॉज इट इज़ अ कॉमन नेम यूज्ड फॉर सच अ फिनोमिना. इसको कहा जाता है दैट इज़ जस्ट अ मिसनोमर, सो दैट यू नो यू डोंट गेट कन्फ्यूज्ड विद अ टर्म कि रेड है बस. ठीक है, ऐसा नहीं है कि ओनली रेड अपीयरेंस होता है. नो, ग्रीन एंड ब्राउनिश एंड रेडिश ऑरेंज कैन ऑल्सो हैपन, बट दिस जस्ट अ मिसनोमर विच इज़ यूज. तो इसमें कन्फ्यूज़ होने की कोई बात नहीं है, क्योंकि ना तो the blooms are only red in color and nor they are related to tide. This is but just a term which is used. ठीक है, so this is one thing that you should remember. Next we would talk about, let's say if we try to understand that harmful algal blooms जो होते हैं उनके causes क्या हैं. तो अब ये तो हमें समझ में आ रहा है ना कि देर आर डिफरेंट कॉलोनीज ऑफ द एल्गी विच इज़, यू नो, स्टार्ट टू कंबाइन, क्योंकि आपका न्यूट्रिएंट कॉन्सेंट्रेशन होने लगता है, जिसके वजह से इफ़ द, यू नो, पर्टिकुलर temperature is provided to these algae to grow, or let's say the particular salinity is given, so of course they will start to grow and outnumber. So mainly जो two causes हैं, of course one is your nutrient enrichment and another is your warm waters. ठीक है, न्यूट्रिएंट एनरिचमेंट स्पेशली फॉस्फेट एंड नाइट्रोजन या नाइट्रेट्स की बात होती है, जिसकी वजह से वाटर पोल्यूशन भी होता है एंड इट रिजल्ट्स इन एल्गल ब्लूम्स. और जब हम यहाँ पर बात करते हैं वार्म वाटर की, तो यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा एज कम्पेयर टू दी नॉर्मल टेम्परेचर वाटर, जो वार्म वाटर रहेगा वो एक कंड्यूसिव एनवायरनमेंट प्रोवाइड करेगा फॉर द ग्रोथ ऑफ ब्लूम. तो इफ यू जस्ट रिमेंबर दीज टू फैक्टर्स, आई थिंक एनी क्वेश्चन इन प्रीलिम्स वुड बी टैकल्ड. ऑल्सो बिकॉज ऑफ दीज हार्मफुल एल्गल ब्लूम्स, ये क्या होता है, ये करते हैं, दे डिप्लीट ऑक्सीजन बिकॉज दे आर हार्मफुल टू द फिशेज एंड ह्यूमन्स, बिकॉज दैट वॉज द पॉइंट दैट वी हैव रिटन. तो ये तो हमें समझ में आ रहा है, यू नो, द ऑर्गेनिजम्स लिविंग इन द वाटर, बट टू द fishes and then they are consumed by the humans, so they are also harmful in that sense. How does it happen? Because it depletes oxygen. How does it deplete oxygen? That you have understood. Because the masses of algae at some point of time will die. When they will die, there will be decomposition. There will be bacterial decomposition. There will be decaying process, and it will take up so much of oxygen, because for decomposition oxygen would be needed. So water would become very low in the oxygen content. अब उससे ज़्यादा अगर कंटेंट एक लिमिट के बाद इफ़ इट स्टार्ट्स टू डेटेरिएट, देन द फिशेज एंड द अदर ऑर्गेनिजम्स विल सफोकेट एंड डाई. सो दैट इज़ वेरी वेरी प्रिटी ऑब्वियस. उसके अलावा सम एल्गी स्पीशीज़ जो हैं, दे ऑल्सो प्रोड्यूस न्यूरोटॉक्सिन्स, और ये जो प्रोड्यूस करेंगे तो ये फूड वेब, नाउ यू नो द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ फूड वेब, उससे ये ट्रांसफ़र हो सकते हैं टू डिफरेंट ऑर्गेनिजम्स ऑल्सो, टू अदर फिशेज, बर्ड्स, द अदर मरीन मैमल्स, एंड इवन टू द ह्यूमन्स इफ दे आर directly or indirectly consumed by these organisms. इफ़ यू से सो दैट इज़ इट अ इन्वायरमेंटल हजार्ड, डेफिनेटली इट इज़, क्योंकि पोल्यूशन से भी रिलेटेड है एंड इट absolutely harm a particular ecosystem, so they can make people sick also, because if you eat let's say certain fish जिसके अंदर toxins था, तो फिर you know the people will become sick also. अगर आप एयर की बात करो जहाँ पोल्यूशन रिलीज होगा तो फिर उससे भी टॉक्सिसिटी आ जाती है, दी अदर ऑर्गेनिजम्स डेफिनेटली गेट्स किल्ड. तो ओवरऑल तो इन्वायरमेंटल हजार्ड है ही, देर इज़ नो डाउट अबाउट इट. ऑल्सो एक्सपोजर जो होता है HAB टॉक्सिन्स को लेके, तो मेनली क्या हो जाता है दैट इन द डिफरेंट काइंड्स ऑफ फिशेज, शेल फिश हो गया या फिन फिश हो गया, सो इफ़ यू आर कंज्यूमिंग दीज फिशेज यू कैन कंज्यूम द टॉक्सिन्स जो इसमें प्रेजेंट होते हैं. ठीक है. So overall if you talk about eating the seafood, yes it is, because this is what the book talks about, that do we then consider eating the seafood safer because this kind of risk can happen. So they say that yes, in general you can say that okay it is safer, but consuming the shellfish जो कि ऐसे वाटर से हार्वेस्ट हुई है जहाँ पर कि टॉक्सिन्स अवेलेबल थे, वो ऑफकोर्स आपके लिए इश्यूज़ में जो है या इलनेस में जो है वो रिजल्ट कर सकता है. एंड ओवरऑल जो है दिस विल डेफिनेटली रिजल्ट इन द क्लाइमेट चेंज. So these are the two topics that we have covered by far. This you have to relate and remember when you do the topic of water pollution also, because these two topics would be interrelated. So I'll see you guys in the next video. We'll talk on the next topic. Thank you so much. Take care then. Bye bye.